It's time for day 4 of the week of Zen. We're reaching the end of the countdown of the top 5 best and worst tables in Zen Pinball 2. Here's a quick recap. On the bad side, we have Fear itself at number 5, Excalibur at number 4, and V12 at number 3. On the good side, we've got Plants vs. Zombies at number 5, Doctor Strange at number 4, and Super League Football at number 3. Here's Groovy Gorgar to break down the tables selected at number 2.
Wait, you're not Han.
There's no mystical energy field that controls my destiny. It's all a lot of simple tricks and nonsense.
Oh god, I remember you. Star Wars, like Marvel, has several tables dedicated to singular characters. I'm convinced video game Han Solo exists only to ruin Harrison Ford's reputation. The smooth-talking badass becomes the incomprehensibly awkward dork. Now, that's all fine and all. Camp is not necessarily bad if the subject matter behind it holds up. However, this table is truly as bland as the shale coloring that covers it. The table itself is a mishmash of generic sound effects and hard-to-activate objectives. It's hard to tell what exactly you want to accomplish in Han Solo. The whole table has this mellow feel with little urgency that is so unlike most tables, and for good reason. The table also has its fair share of bad voice acting. Now, it's not the only one, mind you.
Your thoughts betray you, Father. I feel the good in you, the conflict.
But really, my highlight of this table is this wonderful little bit. Nailed it! And as for the fun, unique parts of the table, I felt Han came up empty-handed. One of the more notable was a ridiculously hard-to-control crane as you dropped a ball into a spot you hoped was the right one. These special hooks to give this table a unique feeling didn't do much for me. I'd much rather be sucking at driving a speeder with a pinball, or playing a Galaga-esque minigame with TIE fighters. It's lifeless and blandly colored, and it doesn't fit the character it belongs to. It is worth noting that I almost tied Boba Fett to the number 2 spot as well. Unlike Han, figuring out the objectives, like getting hired by Vader,
no disintegrations,
as you wish,
and collecting the bounties, really made up for a slightly lackluster table. Truly, I think the best way to explain how messed up the table is by showing the droids table. A table dedicated to R2-D2 and C-3PO has more character and is more fun than a table about the original space badass. You hear that, C-3PO? You're cooler than Han Solo.
So, here we are. A thief, 2 thugs, an assassin, and a maniac. I look around, you know what I see? Losers. But life is giving us a chance.
to do what?
Something good, something bad, a bit of both.
Guardians of the Galaxy is a ridiculously fun table, in that it has the huge scale of the typical Zen Pinball table, but still is super simple to understand. Guardians of the Galaxy, as you can imagine, is based off the superhero movie of the same name. It stars the various protagonists, as well as Ronin, who will occasionally mock you whilst you play.
You are an imbecile.
This is not the first super team-up to hit Zen Studios. There's X-Men and the Avengers tables. There's the surprisingly fun Fantastic Four, where punching Doombots reaches a special kind of fun.
There you go!
There's plenty of fun ones, but I gotta say, Guardians takes the cake. Right off the bat, before you even start, the game begins with a jailbreak multi-ball, where you have 5 balls to bounce around and liberate the prison members. After a few minutes of that, Peter Quill attempts to grab his cassette tape in a one-try skill shot.
I can't leave without my music!
Forget it, Quill. There's no time.
When the fate of 1970s chart toppers is on the line, there's always time.
You'll have to trust me when I say I've made this shot before, but it is really, really difficult. And then, after all that, the game really begins. Talk about a first impression. After that, it becomes a game where almost every ramp represents a character, aside from Groot, who makes up the side drains and plays as your amusing ball save.
I am Groot!
Most of the heroes, like Drax and Quill, end up fighting Ronan by going up designated ramps and bopping the villain. But there are some other exciting alternatives. Truly, while it has some wonderful additions here and there, Guardians shines mostly for its rock-solid gameplay. No area is too difficult to reach with skill and accuracy, and the payoffs in each section are fair and rewarding. Each time I play, I find myself favoring a different ramp, and therefore trying out different objectives. This is by no means a new concept, and arguably is the basic idea of a pinball table, but there's a key word I like to use: accessibility. Guardians has it in spades. Noobs can jump in and enjoy the early multi-ball and the familiar characters and have a sense of success. Meanwhile, the more hardcore can easily track their progress to the table based on which heroes' missions they've succeeded. Again, most of the tables do this, but my argument is that no one does it better. Despite Ronan never letting up on how bad you are,
You stand accused of corrupting the only law that matters in this galaxy. Mine!
or how Rocket and Peter sound almost exactly alike,
Heads up, Pete. Yondu's got you in his sights. Damn it, I'm hit!
or that Peter will constantly give you a look in the middle of the game like you're wasting his time. This table is definitely one of the best Zen Studios has made to date, and only a scrub would miss out on a table this well made.